What's up, everyone? My name is Chris. I'm a former engineer who was able to retire at 34 thanks to my investments, and my goal with this channel is to pass on my knowledge and help you get on the path to financial freedom. In today's video, I'm going to break down the pros and cons of 401ks and Roth IRAs. This topic can be confusing and actually keeps a lot of people from ever investing, but my goal is to explain these topics simply so you can understand them, overcome your fears, and start building wealth today. By the end of this video, you will be able to choose the retirement account that works best for you and makes you the most money in the long run. Let's break it down. A 401k is an employer-sponsored retirement account that you can contribute up to $22,500 of your pre-tax income per year. Once you reach 59 and a half years old, you can withdraw this money, but that's when you'll have to pay taxes. There's no escaping Uncle Sam. Let's go over the pros and cons of a 401k. As I just mentioned, a main pro is that contributions are made with pre-tax money, which gives you a nice write-off come tax season. The more you are able to contribute, the more money you'll save in taxes. The second pro is that the contribution limit is currently $22,500. That's more than 3 times the amount of a Roth IRA. The last, and in my opinion the biggest pro of a 401k, is the employer match. Many employers will match your contributions up to a certain point, meaning if you contribute $10,000, your employer will also contribute $10,000 to your 401k. This, in my opinion, is free money that should always be taken advantage of. You should contribute at least up to the employer match so you don't pass up that free money. Seriously, don't miss out. Let's move on to the cons. I touched on it a little bit earlier, but a pretty big con is that you will have to pay taxes when you withdraw your money after the age of 59 and a half. The tax rate will be based on your tax bracket at the time of withdrawal. Another con is that you cannot access any of the money in a 401k until 59 and a half without getting hit with a 10% penalty and taxes. That includes your contributions. That money is locked up. Of course, there are exceptions to the penalty, including hardships, medical bills, and even first-time homebuyers, but you will still have to pay taxes. The last con is an interesting one. Let's say you go through your 60s and never have to take any withdrawals. Your money keeps compounding and everything is great. Then you reach 72 and the government says that you must take mandatory withdrawals, even if you don't need the money. It's not really fair if you ask me. Those are the pros and cons of a 401k. Let's move on to a Roth IRA. The Roth IRA is a retirement account that you can contribute up to $6,500 per year. This is post-tax money that is not tax deductible, but you'll be able to withdraw your entire balance tax-free after the age of 59 and a half. That includes capital gains and dividends. Years of compounding interest completely tax-free. Let's go over the pros and cons. We just talked about the biggest pro of a Roth IRA, tax-free growth. Between contributions, growth, and reinvested dividends, having your money compound tax-free is a huge benefit, and being forced to be patient until 59 and a half gives your money more time to compound. Another pro of a Roth IRA is that you can withdraw your contributions at any time. While you'll have to wait until 59 and a half to access the profits, meaning capital gains or dividends, the money you initially put into the account can be withdrawn tax-free and without penalty at any time. So let's say you contributed $25,000 over the last 5 years, and your money has grown to $40,000 inside the Roth IRA. You can still withdraw that $25,000 tax-free. Now, this is not advised as it will reduce your compounding effect, but it is an option if you ever need it. Okay, time for the cons. The biggest con against the Roth IRA is that the contributions are made with post-tax money, meaning after you've paid taxes on that check from work, that's when you can contribute. We all know how big the difference is in our check before and after taxes, so having after-tax money leaves us with less money to contribute. Plus, the contribution cannot be used as a tax write-off, so that's another negative. The second con is that if you do withdraw profits before the age of 59 and a half, you will be forced to pay taxes on those profits, plus a 10% penalty for withdrawing early. The third con is that the contribution limit for a Roth IRA is currently $6,500. Even though that limit was raised this year from $6,000 last year, this is still significantly lower than a 401k. The last con is that there are income limits for who can contribute to a Roth IRA. If you are single, you need to make less than $150,000 per year, and married couples need to make less than $228,000 per year. There's something called a backdoor Roth IRA, but that's a video for another day. Here's a look at the pros and cons again. Now that you have everything you need to know about 401ks and Roth IRAs, here's what I would do. Remember, everyone's goals and circumstances are different. This is just what I would do. I always recommend you do your own research and choose what works best for you. I mentioned earlier that you should always take advantage of the employer match on a 401k, and that's exactly where I would start. I would contribute up to the employer match so I take advantage of that free money. Then, once I hit that match, I would start contributing to my Roth IRA. My goal would be to max out my Roth. Here's a look at how much I could have if I hit the current contribution limit every year. You'll notice that the compounding effect really takes over the more time you invest. These values are based on 8% annual returns, by the way. Now, I also realize that not everyone can afford to max out their Roth IRA every year. Here's how much you would have in 40 years if you contributed just what you could every month. It's still pretty impressive and shows that something is better than nothing. Now, let's say I hit my 401k match and manage to max out my Roth IRA. Then what? Well, there's two options. I could either go back and try to max out my 401k, or I can start contributing to an individual brokerage. This decision is entirely dependent on my goals. If my goal is a traditional retirement, meaning 65, it would make more sense to max out the 401k and use the contributions as a tax write-off. Then, if I max that out, that's when I can start looking at a brokerage. If my goal is early retirement, it might make sense to contribute to the brokerage first. I would have access to the money at any time without fear of a penalty. There you have it. Those are the pros and cons of a 401k and a Roth IRA, and what I would do if I was just starting. Please note that there are other retirement accounts, including 401ks, traditional IRAs, and many more. They all have their benefits and could be great options for you. The 401k and Roth IRA are simply the most popular accounts and a great place for a majority of people to start. I also want to make the point that these are retirement accounts. They are not investments. Making a contribution is the first step. You must also invest inside these accounts. As for what investments to make, I have a video about starting a portfolio from scratch. Check it out. But here's a hint for now. Index funds. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a thing or two. If you did, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and maybe what you would do differently. That's it for today. Until next time, investors.